Francis Ngannou has finally responded to Dana White's explosive claims, and according to him, the truth is completely different from what the internet has been running with. After days of silence, Francis has now shared his side of the story, and it's clear he feels the narrative has been twisted. Ngannou says everything began before the first Stipe fight, long before any so-called physical confrontation. He explains that the UFC kept delaying his contract, pushing back negotiations, and leaving him stuck with no fights and no money coming in. Those delays didn't just slow down his career, they almost broke him financially. Francis says he hit a point where he couldn't even afford to fund a proper training camp. Coaches, travel, nutrition, everything costs money. And when he realized that the UFC wasn't moving fast, he picked up the phone and called Dana White directly. But according to Ngannou, this wasn't some threatening moment. He wasn't trying to intimidate anyone. He was desperate and needed his fight purse advance to be able to train for the biggest fight of his life. He says that phone call was the only real confrontation he ever had with Dana White, and it was simply about frustration, delays, and trying to survive financially while the UFC kept him inactive. As for the huge claim that Francis grabbed Dana, pushed him, or tried to bully him inside the UFC offices, Ngannou denies every part of it. He says no such incident ever happened. No grabbing, no shoving, nothing physical at all. He believes the real tension came from the contract issues, not some dramatic hallway altercation like the rumors are suggesting. The MMA community is now completely divided. Some fans say Dana exaggerated the story to make Francis look bad after he left the UFC. Others believe Dana's version, pointing to old stories about Ngannou being hard to deal with. And then there are those who say both men probably had heated moments. But the truth is somewhere in the middle. What's clear is that Francis wants people to understand the pressure he was under at that time. The financial stress, the lack of communication, the delays. He says all of it built up and strained the relationship until things eventually fell apart.
There was a lot of frustration over the years. Since my fight against Stipe, my first fight against Stipe, my relation with him has never been the same. I think from that moment I was already put in some position out there. Even before the Stipe fight, when they announced that fight, I need to call to ask for advance of my purse to finance my training camp. I have no money, but I was there training and getting ready for almost a year. So I took some advance. And I don't care if I walk around, you guys say, oh, champ, oh, that's a UFC contender, whatever it is. Man, I just live based off what is in my base of my asset. I don't live beyond that. I came back, I won multiple fights, and they came with a new deal. This was after Junior Dos Santos back in June 2017. And then until my team was on the way to the negotiation, Dana said no new deal for Francis. He still have 3 fights on his contract. And to be honest, I was even happy because I wanted to knock that deal out.
As this back and forth continues, both sides are sticking to their own version of the story. More reactions, more statements, and probably more accusations will come out in the next few days. And we'll be following every update. Stay tuned for more.